Sheila Atieno, welcome to Double O Direct.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I love your bags. Usually,
thank you.
I'm very particular about accessories. I hardly wear rings, necklaces, earrings. I have very particular staples when it comes to bags as well. But I think Okapu may have won me over.
Oh, that's the aim. We want to win everyone who thinks Kyondors cannot be classy, cannot be elegant. We want to win them over and change the narrative. Like, you can wear your Kyondo to the office because Okapu made it and it made it look good for the office.
So before we get into the brand and the birth of Okapu, give me some background on Sheila.
So Sheila, myself, I'm actually a trained engineer. I studied engineering in the UK for about 3 years.
And that was a complete waste of money. No, just kidding. Was it?
It was not. I cannot say it was a waste of money because I did get employment opportunities from learning engineering. And also I learned so much. Like, a lot of the skills that I have to apply to run Okapu are from my engineering experience and engineering degree.
So quick one. You've just answered my first question, which is, did you graduate?
Yes.
Where in the UK were you studying?
So I was studying in Bradford,
Yes.
which is in the north. It's about 2 hours from Manchester.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a small city, but very cultural, very many, nationalities.
Okay.
Nationalities. So it was very good in exposing me to people outside what I'm used to in Kenya.
Okay.
How other people think, how
right.
other people view life. So it was a very great exposure that I'm always grateful for.
Were you asked by your parents to go and study engineering, or what was your end game in getting that degree?
Well, yeah, they did somehow ask me to do that. But also, I was very good in physics in high school. I was a bit of a nerd,
Yes.
So I was very good with the sciences, the maths, and it just felt like a natural place to go. In terms, I think at that time I was thinking, what can give me a good job?
Yes.
And since I was just like a student,
I love how you're not shy about your accomplishments. I was an A student. I studied engineering. Okay.
No, you
but
can't be shy. Yeah.
Moving away from that, once you graduated with this degree, how long until you launched Okapu?
6-7 years. So can I tell you what took me into Okapu?
Tell me.
So I used to work in Karen. There are vendors for Kyondos near the office I used to work at. So one day I bought one for myself. Just the ordinary Kyondos you see in the market. This was like in 2014. Back then, they were not so popularized as they are now.
Yes.
So I bought one. A friend saw it and she was like, "Oh my God, I love your bag. Can I have it?" And then
A friend in Kenya, in Nairobi?
Yes, in Nairobi. I was already back in Kenya. I was
Yes.
working. And then, so my friend saw it. I was like, "I really like your bag.
Yes.
Can I buy it from you?" And I sold it to her without even thinking of profit. I was like, "Just give me money so I can go get a replacement here."
Yes.
So the replacement, another friend saw it. I was like, "I like your bag. Can I buy it from you?" So I was like, "Okay, there's something here." So I was just buying from that guy and posting them one by one on Instagram. And then as time went on, like, I started to think, there's so much more we can do. I wish I had women who can weave for me. And then my colleague one day came to the office with a Kyondo bag, and I was feeling some type of way. I'm not the one who sold that to you. Traitor.
Yes.
And it's like, no. This one actually my aunt made for me. So I was like, I've really been looking for people who can get the ideas in my head out. And she took me to her aunties in Mwingi, and, now we're here.
Incredible. Incredible. So at what point, if ever, did you leave the job you had to now do this full time? Because you're a full-time entrepreneur, are you not?
Yes. So when did I leave? So I left after, I think, when I started working with the women.
Yes.
I think the first designs I released, people were so shocked that, okay, you can actually do this with the Kyondo. It was a backpack.
Yes.
It's called the Aztec backpack. And
Do you have it on the design?
Unfortunately, it's sold out. I don't
Okay.
have it
Yes.
at the moment. But, it was something so different from what is in the market, from what I've been posting. And then now I started to get excited, get more ideas.
Yes.
And then it just got to a point where it was overwhelming. Like Okapu was demanding more from me, and also my job was demanding more from me. So I just had to make the choice, and I decided to follow my heart.
Wonderful. But at what point was that? Was it 2 years ago, a year ago, 4 years ago?
That was in 2018. Yeah.
Of my conversation with today's woman in fashion, Sheila. The brand is Okapu. On Instagram, it is at O_KAPU_, right?
Right.
Great. How did it come about? Like, how did the name come about?
So in Luo traditions,
Yes. Please don't tell me about little traditions.
it's important for the story.
You know what? Every story that starts with, in Luo traditions, somehow I always get conned. No, but tell me.
No, I'm
seriously.
not about to con you. Actually, it's not much about the tradition. It's just the way of life. Like our grandmothers, they wouldn't say, pass me my handbag. They would say, pass me my okapu. So Luos have a thing of adding O in front of Swahili words.
Oh, my grandmother. My grandmother. She believed she spoke Swahili.
Yeah.
She added O to every word. You're absolutely right. Continue.
Yeah, so it's just kikapu.
Yes.
Remove the K-I, add an O, and that's where the name came from. So I was just thinking of what my grandmothers used to call a handbag, and they would say, Sheila, pass me my okapu.
Excellent. So you consider yourself a fashion entrepreneur or a designer?
Wow.
Because a designer, is a little bit more technical than a fashion entrepreneur. For example, are you particular about the process of the tanning of the leather that makes the straps of your bags? Do you personally care about the clasps that, attach onto the bag that make them either a longer sleeve, a longer handle or shorter? How involved are you in that process?
So, based on what you've explained to me, I'm definitely a designer.
Yes.
So, I'm always on a journey of continuous improvement. So,
Yes.
you have to remember, I didn't receive any training on how to make a handbag. So, it's something I'm learning as I go on the way, testing ideas.
Do you sketch?
I don't.
You don't sketch, okay.
Yeah. So I'm definitely a designer. I do a lot of problem solving because a lot of my ideas are things I've never been done before to a kyondo.
Because I realized you have a lining, for example.
Yes.
My issue with kyondos are always that they're not lines. If I want to put something inside it, it's quite a rough surface, and I don't want it spoiling different things that I'm putting inside, whether it's the phone screen or whatever. So the lining is very, very important.
Yeah.
But tell me about the process of putting one of your okapus together.
Okay, so I want to comment on the lining. That was a major difficulty I had when I first started carrying kyondo. So I was like, definitely my brand is going to have a good lining with 2 pockets for your phone and for sensitive stuff.
Thank you. I saw that little zipper, and the phone one is open, but then the other one for sensitive stuff.
Yeah,
has a
like
zipper.
money when you go out.
I was thinking something else, but
What? I'm curious.
No, it's too early. Hey, maybe after when they allow us to have drinks. Yeah, but definitely not on Double O
I'm
Direct.
waiting to hear the answer.
Call me after 7. Okay, so the lining was important.
Yeah. So you were asking about the process.
Yeah.
So my process is different. I get my inspiration. I'm more of a responsive creative, So for example, a customer would come. I like this pattern, but I wish it was a backpack.
Okay.
I like greens. I like reds. Can you do something? So, and then sometimes also when we go to the village to weave with the women, they show me things they've been working on their own, for their own creative outlet. And they're like, do you like this? And then I'll take it and think of how I can make the most of it with my leather work. So for the leather work is what really makes the bag a bag, yeah?
Yes.
And this is where you can make it contemporary. So I also watch a lot of fashion week shows, Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, all the high-end designers.
Did you see Adele Onyango in New York Fashion Week? Yep. Wow. That's what Adele.
We're moving up.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Kapu one day will be
soon.
Fashion Week. Yeah. So I get my inspiration from there. So in terms of designing, I feel like I'm more of a responsive. I respond to inspiration from outside, and I just try to improve it. I experience the bag myself, so I can note like the difficulties where I can go to the artisan and like, no, this handle is too short for this design. It's uncomfortable to carry. We need to make it longer, shorter, things like that.
What about add-ons like zippers and buttons? And do you feel that your creative process is limited, especially because of quality and accessibility, availability of those things here?
Yes. Actually, there's some designs that I've done before, and then you go to the supplier, they're like, we don't supply these beads anymore. And it's a design maybe people really loved and people are asking for a restock, but you can't do anything because if the supplier is not bringing the beads from China or Turkey or whatever, you are just held at that. Yeah?
Do you not make beads here?
We don't.
We don't.
So you're telling me even the Maasai beads are imported.
Can we do something about that, Mumbi?
We need to.
Okay, so that's a major challenge for you. What about price point and quality? Because one thing I've found about local fashion, and as much as I love the design, I may love the fabric, but little things like the buttons or the zippers, I find like especially zippers are of a certain low quality. How challenging is that for you, and how often are you able to source good ones?
Okay, that is one of my major challenges because my intention with Okapu, I want to see Kenyans carrying them.
Yes.
And also I have to be conscious of what can Kenyans afford. But also if I want the best of the best of the best, I have to end up spending so much money to get better quality zips, better quality accessories. So the way I'm thinking is I might end up having two sections like Okapu and Premier Okapu, because there's so many people like you as well, like they like our designs, but they have their own standards of what they want
with regards to quality as well.
Yeah. So it's a balance that I'm honestly still trying to achieve. Like, who do I want to buy my bag? At the same time, I want to be the best version. I want to do the best that I can do.
Define your market. Are you purely an e-commerce business? Are you, Nairobi based? Are you regional, global? Describe your market.
So Okapu is global, but most of our customers are in Kenya. So with our price point, it will be the middle class going up, and also a lot of expatriates, a lot of tourists.
How do they find you?
They find me online.
Yes.
And word of mouth also, because in the beginning I used to go to a lot of pop-ups and flea markets, so I think I did a good ground base of getting enough people to see the brand and to see my vision.
Yes.
So word of mouth and online, we have a website, we're on marketplaces, and Instagram is where we get most of our customers. And and we also do wholesale, like people come to us and they want a customized, because we have the whole process laid out. We can do different things. And so people come and approach us. They want stuff made for their own shops. So we do that as well.
4.4 SpiceFM. Good morning, Nairobi 00, hosting a safe space for women, including the segment co-host that I'm looking for. Upload a short clip showcasing why you should be one with me here on 00 Direct. But make sure you use the hashtag. Don't forget the hashtag. It is 00 Direct. Now, the question is, Sheila, the fashion label and the design label is called O_KAPU_. So it's Okapu.
Okapu, yes.
And that's on all your platforms or just on Instagram?
All platforms. As long as you search Okapu, you'll find us.
Excellent. Yeah. Now, I wanted to find out about mentors. I wanted to find out about people you admire or look up to in the industry, people who you want to emulate and see your brand kind of grow and flourish to become like theirs.
Okay. So my the biggest role model, her name is Anya Hinchman. She's a British handbag designer. And I just admire how creative she is with her product offerings. Like, she just doesn't sell bags. She sells an experience. And, she's very creative with her bags and her story. So I really admire Anya.
So speaking of experience, you've started an event. You've started some sort of event series.
Weave with Okapu.
Weave with Okapu.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And please do not get excited. Yeah. Nuele no. These are bags.
yeah, bags,
Not
weave.
Actual weaving with sisal.
Yeah.
Right? So is it sisal and yarn or is it purely sisal?
For bags?
Yes, for your bags.
Both. There are designs that are just yarn.
Yes.
There are designs which are mixed. There are designs which are just sisal.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me about this event, Weave with Okapu.
So in our run-ins and in our journey, we used to get a lot, we still do, get a lot of queries from people who want to learn how to weave. You know, back in the day, it was like a communal thing for women to sit
Yes.
together and weave things for their home.
Now we call it Bible study or book club.
Or a sherehe.
It is. It always is that, but in the foreground, and that's in the background. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people saw their grandmothers weaving and their moms, but because of urbanization and the way life is set up nowadays, there's just not that opportunity to
Yes.
learn. So we figured we want to create an experience where we can transfer that skill to people who are interested.
Yes.
So in April, we did our first turn, and it was such a beautiful event. Everyone was, elevated, and, they got the skill. And also, there's psychological effects
Of coming together.
of not just coming together, of weaving. It's like actually scientifically proven that weaving is good for your mental health.
Oh, we need that. We need
Yeah.
anything that'll help our mental health.
Yeah,
department.
because
That's so nice.
it's takes away the noise from your monkey brain, so your mind comes down.
It silences your monkey brain.
Yeah.
But seriously, that's fantastic. So people just need to go on to your Instagram, maybe reach out to you on DM, and then follow you to find out. when the
Yeah,
event
yeah,
is
we'll
taking place.
update the next one. So we haven't decided the next one yet. So yeah, follow us on
Fantastic.
Instagram to know.
Excellent. Parting words for anyone who wants to know more about Okapu or your key message.
Wow, my key message will be to love yourself and to be true to yourself. That's like really the core of what the Okapu journey is to me. Choosing it was a testament of loving myself, because the other option made sense to the world, but it didn't make sense to me. And I had to choose myself and be honest with myself. And if you're afraid to take on an entrepreneur journey, then you're really actually betraying yourself.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much, Sheila. It's been such a pleasure having you here with me on Double O
Thank
Direct.
you. I've really enjoyed the show.
Once more, what's your handle?
My handle is at @O_KAPU_Okapu.
SpiceFM.